So how do you get traffic to your webinar in 2021? So in order to sell things on your webinar, in order to get people to book calls with you, you have to get traffic to your webinar. That's what we're going to be covering in today's video. Before we jump into it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a video that will make you more money. All right, so how do you get traffic to your webinar? A lot of things have changed over the last 2 or 3 years when it comes to driving traffic. Sure, you can run ads, but we see ad costs going up while we see show up rates going down. So I want to walk you through 3 strategies that will show you how to get people on your webinar that don't include paying for ads. The first one is really simple, and it's just JV partnerships. Who do you have that you can reach out to in your network that could email for you? Now, a lot of people overlook this and they're like, well, I don't want to do that. Have a method in place. Have your copy built for them so that they can send something out to their list with no problem. Have a good JV offer in place so that when people buy from you, they get a referral fee. If you have this all set up, people will be willing to mail for you as long as you have the things in place. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people say, well, I'm just going to offer 50% payouts. Well, that used to work 5 or 6 years ago. Nowadays, you have to not only give good payouts, but you also have to have swipe copy in place. You have to have good headlines in place. You have to make this as seamless as possible for people to drive traffic for you. You also have to plan this out usually a couple months in advance. Sometimes you might be able to get somebody to mail for you on shorter term notice, but most of the people that I know that do good JV mailings, they're booked out 6 to 8 months in advance. They have their whole calendar planned out so that everything runs smoothly on their end. You can't just walk up to them and say, hey, please mail for me for my webinar that I'm doing next week. So build out your swipe copy, build out good headlines, have a great platform in place that tracks your JV partners so that you can pay them out in a great timely manner. By making it smooth for them, they will come on. Now, I know a lot of you have heard of that, so you're looking for new things. What else do we have? Well, the second one is actually doing challenges. Doing free 5, 7, and 10-day challenges definitely will get people onto your webinar. But the trick is that you have to run a great challenge. Now, you might be saying that seems like an awful lot of work to get people onto my webinar, and it is, but you will see your conversion rate on your webinar go from 5 to 10% to 25 to 35%. Sometimes we've even seen as high as 40 and 50% conversion rates because the people are warmed up to you. They already know, like, and trust you. When you give your webinar at the end of the challenge, you're talking to people who already know, like, and trust you. They're already leaning in, and you're making them a great offer. When you do this, you'll see your conversion rates skyrocket. So holding a challenge is outside the scope of this video, but I'll give you just a few tips. The first one is you have to have highly engaged people. You should be talking to them every day. You should be sending them messages. You should be emailing them, and if possible, texting them. You need to do whatever you can to get people engaged in the challenge. We're starting to see some challenge fatigue over the last year just because challenges have become so popular, but there is still a ton of room in the challenge marketplace as long as you are being super engaging. Get people engaged in your email, then get them in the Facebook group, talk to them in the Facebook group, talk to them every day outside of Facebook, and build the engagement in the group. Through doing all of these things, you can take a small challenge. We had somebody who had 23 people in their challenge, but through making them hyper engaged, she had 15 people that completed the challenge. Then on her webinar, she was able to sell 8 of them at a $2,000 price point. Is that worth doing a challenge? You tell me. The third thing that you can do for your webinar is reach out to people who have Facebook groups. Show them that you have a quality training that you'll be willing to do for their group, and you'll pay them JV when people buy. Through doing this, a lot of people that have groups will be happy to have you come on and teach, as long as you have a great webinar that you've performed and you can show that it converts. A lot of people will be willing to have you on. Now, you don't have to have huge numbers here. If you've done a challenge or if you've done a few group trainings and you can show a conversion rate and you have a version of the webinar that they can watch so that they can see that you're a high quality person and you do a very good job presenting, they will definitely be open to having you on. These are 3 ways that you can drive traffic to your webinar, and they don't cost anything in ad spend. Have a question or comment? Leave it down below. You can also grab my free course on webinars in the description, 5 worksheets and 5 videos to get you started with webinars. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a video that will make you more money. And until next time, take action, change lives, and make money. We'll see you soon.